Thanks for stopping, listening. When I was in law school, they use the Socratic method. They make you stand up and brief a case. And it's all preparatory work for when you take the bar exam. In the bar exam, you're in this coliseum with myriads of people, and you sit across the table from another person, and essentially you're kind of diagonal for each other, so you can't look into somebody while you're doing it. And they gave you basically a piece of paper, both sides. And then they give you two questions. And this goes on for like 3 days. And they give you two questions, and they say you can use the back in front of that page. But there's more paper on your desk. But you only get to turn in one piece of paper for two questions. And they tell you, use paper wisely. It's all you need. You really only need one piece of paper. And while they're taking that test, it's timed. This portion of it anyway. There's always somebody gets up, goes in the bathroom and throws up because they're nervous or anxious. And there's always somebody who starts writing on more than one piece of paper. And when they come by to pick up the paper, this person across from me tried to hand him two pieces. And the examiner looked at him and said, the instructions were one piece of paper, two questions. Which one of these pieces of paper do you want to turn in? Because you can only turn in one. Those people who don't follow the instructions generally don't pass the bar. It could have been one question that he got wrong or didn't get full points for. But what's the point? In life, whether we're managing people or doing projects, there's always a parameter by which we accomplish a task. If you're working on something, there's always a manual. There's always directions. There's always things that need to get done in a certain way. Isn't there always somebody who just kind of doesn't really listen to all the directions? I mean, haven't you kind of tried to put something together at Christmas for your kids and didn't follow directions? And how did that turn out? Well, I can tell you. If you ever put together some IKEA furniture, it'll turn out beautiful if you follow the directions. Life's like that. We blow through things. We don't necessarily pay attention to the details. We don't really look at the intricacies, the interrelationship between the parts, the pictures and the pieces, and look at them together and say, oh, well, that's why this is this way, or that's why we're doing it this way. We tend to think, oh, we got a better way of doing this. And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. God's word is like that. It's very raw and real, about real people. We need to pay attention to the details, the intricacies between the relationship, the words that are spoken, the facts around the event, and the bigger picture. So as we go to God's word, pay attention to the details. Pay attention to what's being said and who is being said to, and the context of the big story of that section. Sort of like to teach you at seminary. It's like dropping a rock in a pond and circles go out. Start with the center, work your way out. Understand the story in light of each circle. Blessings.